but every now and again I'll like tune into the TV, see what they're watching, and that's all. I guess that's something we can talk about. All MTV is just a ridiculousness
Yep.
channel.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
It's like they just press play and then they walk away.
It was on for like 4 hours straight.
That's all it is.
What the fuck?
If they're not doing a movie on one of their other MTV things, it's Ridiculousness on like MTV 1 or something.
I couldn't fucking believe it.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Rob Dyrdek needs to make money somehow. He
doesn't have Robin Big anymore.
Doesn't have Fantasy Factory. Doesn't have Robin
Dude could
Big.
stop right now. He's set.
Probably got more than enough money.
He sold the Fantasy Factory. Like,
Yeah, he sold that, what, 2012?
yeah, it was a while ago. I was actually really sad when that happened. It was shortly after Ridiculousness aired, and he was like, "Nah,
I'm
fuck
moving
that.
on to bigger things."
I don't want that cool Fantasy Factory anymore because I don't want to do that show anymore. So I'm gonna sell it, and then I'm just gonna watch internet videos all day, and film my reaction to them.
I'm going to be doing what people on YouTube have been doing long before that show was made.
Yeah. You want the original Ridiculousness? Equals 3.
Yeah, I was going to say. Ray William Johnson is the first person that comes to mind when I think of Ridiculousness. I'm like, it's just a rip from that guy's show. All he's missing is the cool transitions.
Cool transition.
Faking gay.
False and homosexual.
Fuck, dude.
Not true and has sex with men.
Yeah, I need to go back through some of his videos just so I can quote it right, because they're gold, and he just disappeared off the face of the earth. That's like.
Did you see the woman that responded to our Hostess versus Little Debbie?
Yeah,
thing?
she sent an instant message to the... Because I guess there's an automatic message for
hey,
instant
welcome to
message.
Make Strong. How can we help you?
So that's because I fucked up on the ad and had to
Dude,
go and fix it real quick.
It's so funny. She responds, "Do you have any Hostess
samples?"
Yeah, samples. I love ho-hos. I'm like, who do you think we are? You clearly didn't watch the video.
So welcome back to another episode of Let's Smoke About It with your host, Captain Daddy.
Monkey Paws.
And on Chicago.
Dan Chicago.
How are you guys today?
How's it going? Before we get too far, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for the notifications. That way you know when we're dropping new videos. We coming at you with the live action stuff, tier lists and whatnot.
Also, we're on Spotify now. Go check
We are
that
on
out.
Spotify. That way you don't have to watch the
You
YouTube.
can listen to us on the
You
go
can listen
finally.
to us.
Unless you had YouTube Premium this entire time, and then, well, I'm glad you have money.
Yeah. But with the Spotify action, you can now listen to all 25 of our episodes anytime you want. At your
Including
leisure.
this one.
26.
This will be 26, yep.
20, it's,
Dude, we can rent a car now.
so, no, it's technically 27 episodes. 20.
No, because we
26.
had that half an episode.
Yeah, so we've put 27
20.5.
uploads. 27 uploads, 26 episodes.
Word.
Because I looked at that list when I was uploading everything. I'm like, why do I have an extra number? And then I looked back. I'm like, oh, yeah, there was a 20.5.
Our Super Bowl special.
That wasn't really another number.
I
Half an
lied.
episode.
It was weird.
Speaking
But
of half an episode.
what I was saying about that ad, I messed up. Put on there so if you saw the ad or whatever and you commented on it, it sends it as a message instead.
Yeah.
So I went back in there and re-edited it.
Mhm.
So now it's,
Well, she commented on it, too.
yeah. That's why I think she went back and did that.
Yeah.
Because she saw it as a message and I fixed it immediately. Like, oh, God damn.
I got that notification at, like, midnight.
I'm glad you all saw it.
Same.
Yeah.
I
was
got
like,
it about
what's
midnight.
happening?
It was kind of
We are
weird.
not a Hostess distributor.
No.
You should have been able to tell that we weren't by the thumbnail alone, let alone if you watched the
Yeah,
video.
I don't know if Hostess or Little Debbie would be okay with us making out with the boxes.
They
What are you
can get
talking about?
fucked.
I think
we're
they'd
not
be-
we're not getting money from that. Or
I think
if
they'd
Little
be
Debbie or
perfectly
Hostess
fine
wants
with
to sponsor us, we'll
I mean-
start each fucking episode off with a ho-ho or whatever.
Yeah, I'll shove it up my
Totally.
ass if
Yeah,
you want me to.
Fuck. Pay me enough money.
If you give me a box
we'll
of
do
Swiss
a
rolls.
legit Pornhub account of us getting fucked by snack cakes.
No, not Pornhub.
Or sticking our dicks
That's
in.
amateur shit. We go to
It's not
OnlyFans.
amateur. No.
Yeah.
OnlyFans is amateur.
No,
Pornhub
Only-
is now verified accounts only.
Oh, that is true.
So
But
we
OnlyFans
just- so-
is where the money's at.
So we just need to get
Oh, yeah.
verified.
Exactly.
How do we get verified?
It's super easy on both sets.
Just show my dick?
Look, it's real.
I swear to God, I got one.
Verified, I promise.
It's a real penis.
This is where our dicks hang out. Yours looks like a mushroom.
So
in a cornfield.
when do we go from fingerprints to dick prints, and like genital prints,
In terms of like,
tracking people and
oh, I thought you meant like to unlock our
I mean,
phones.
everybody's head is unique.
Like, oh, gotta use my biometrics. Here's my mushroom.
I just
Unlock
slapped my
the phone.
dick on my phone. Sorry, it might
bet
smell
you-
like penis. I was just unlocked it.
I bet you there are people that do that to like get into like their secure folders and shit. It's like, oh, use your biometrics. Mushroom stamp right on the sensor.
Ew.
If I was a
It's
if I was
gross,
a
but-
billionaire and I could afford that, yes, I would do that.
Oh, I'd
I
do
would
that.
make
Totally
a
do
layer
that.
that only went off my sack. Actually, I would just put my balls on
Your
it.
brain.
Would
It's
it,
like you have like a weight in there. You can just measure the weight.
would it
anytime
would
you
it
notice
change
goes
though?
up.
Like, would you have to like scan it while it has hair on it, or while you have
Well,
shaved it?
And my thing is like,
Shit.
what about the size of your balls? Like, do you have to jerk off an hour before in order to make sure your balls are the appropriate weight? I understand that semen doesn't come directly from the balls when you jack off. I'm not stupid.
Okay,
but
maybe instead of a bio scanner where it's just the print on the bottom, maybe you can just a little hole you put your balls in there, so
That'd be a
there's a
big
whole
phone.
scan. No, I'm talking about like door. Like,
Oh.
if you can go into like your layer or whatever, you make it super secure.
like in Monsters vs. Alien, where the dude has to do like his elbow, his tongue, and he has to put his he has
His
to
ass
sit
on the
he has
printer.
to sit on the printer like he's
Yeah.
about to take a shit just to get in.
Just a little hole you put your balls in and it scans it, and that's how you get in. This mic
I
stand
mean, at that
sucks. I
point,
gotta hold it now.
people would just cut off your balls, similar to the cutting off your fingerprint, or like taking your eyeball out in order to get in.
I dare someone to come from my balls.
I dare someone to come for my balls. If you want to get my balls, you're gonna have to kill me for them.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're that special, so you shouldn't think they're that special either. You can get a vial of my semen at any sperm bank, I promise you.
If you just want my juice, all you gotta do is ask.
Dude, you
Just ask and I'll come into a Gogurt cup for you.
Dude, it really sucks. It's like, they pay a lot of money for sperm donors, but I would never be able to do it because I don't meet their criteria.
I don't either.
Oh,
I'm not
so
educated.
It's so strict.
Yeah, you have to have at least a college education, like a degree of some sort, and also like I smoke cigarettes, so like that's a no-no.
You got
I have
tattoos.
tattoos. That's a no-no, because tattoos are genetic, you know.
Yeah. As soon as the baby comes out, he's already got a half sleeve, and he's just got to add to it when he's an adult.
I would love to see the day that happens.
That'd be so sweet.
Just like
He just comes out with a full color portrait done on his
if
left
both
bicep.
parents are tattooed, it'll come out a mix of both in a random body part.
Well, you've seen the memes, right? Where you go to shake a tatted person's hand, and then the tattoos slowly start to morph to you.
Like the curse mark from
Yeah.
Orochimaru.
Oh no, I saw the one where it was like, the fucking redhead dude goes and kisses the woman, and then fucking the redhead comes off of him. He's like, "I'm free," and then she's a ginger now.
Oh, that's great.
It's like that Skittles commercial. They did that. Dude was covered in Skittles.
Oh, that
She
was
eats
weird.
the Skittle, and then she gets all the Skittle box.
Yeah.
Dude, Skittles were like next fucking level for a while. Like their commercials.
So did you guys see the ones where that dude was having sex with that woman, and then as soon as he pulls out and comes, it's just a barrage of Skittles?
Yeah. They're out of control.
Yeah,
It's like
it was nuts.
close to the Skittle porn.
They're airheads. They're Skittles
Sour sweet
out of
dog.
control.
Those Airheads commercials were, they definitely made me want Airheads. And the only time I ever got Airheads was when they were sold at school. I never bought them at any other point. in
That
time.
was really the only candy I could get at like a Walmart or Winco.
Airheads.
Yeah, because it was like always 50 cents or
Yeah.
60 cents.
We only got them like during Easter or something, like, or Valentine's Day. We would get them. I never really bought them at the store.
Speaking of Easter, it's right around the corner.
Zombie Jesus Day?
Zombie Jesus Day.
Sweet.
I tell you what, though, my mom has done the appropriate thing and continued to get us Easter baskets every year.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of that tradition.
We she's definitely attempted, like, now that all of her children are adults, she's tried to do away with like doing some of the stuff like Easter baskets, like making cookies on Christmas Eve and stuff, and we're just like, nope. Can't fuck with tradition. We gotta make those cookies. You better get us that Easter basket. I want that chocolate Reese's bunny. Like,
Yeah,
don't
I want
fuck
that
with me.
big ass chocolate bunny that's going to take me about maybe 2 weeks to eat.
See, I am a glutton for chocolate punishment, so I usually devour that thing first.
I get like through the ears, and I'm like, ooh, time out.
The solid ones are a little rough.
Yeah, that's
but
the one.
The hollow ones are just
the
you just
Reese's
break
ones,
up.
on the other hand, done.
So good.
Over with.
I was gonna
My
say
thing
like
is go ahead.
the bunnies. Like I always hoped that they would get me the hollow bunnies, but as soon as there were like the Reese's eggs, those were gone first.
Yep.
There's no saving the Reese's eggs.
Every
Have
time.
to. Well, and would you guys get the robin eggs?
Yes,
Yeah.
I love rubbing eggs.
I love those so much. My mom would always like, she'd have like the faux grass that if you weren't careful would just get fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And you'd find pieces of it like months after you were done with it.
Dude,
But she'd dot that with the robin eggs, so then you're sitting there like you're like crumpling up all the faux grass to make sure you got all the robin eggs out of it.
back in when I was like 7 or something like that, I had my Easter basket and I put it on the side of the bunk bed, and I finished the candy in it and I accidentally tipped it over and all that grass shit fell on my floor behind my bunk bed. I'm like, oh my god.
Of course, into a spot where I can't
fucking
really
mess.
get to.
Yeah, I definitely remember as a kid spilling it 1 or 2 times, and literally months later, just be like, okay, it should be all gone. Like, go to like get something out of my closet. There's a little bit of grass there. I'm like, how? Like, how did you get there? I didn't even open my closet when I had this.
It's October.
Stop it! It's Halloween. I don't need zombie Jesus to come back again.
On Halloween.
I remember getting one of our Easter baskets had body spray, like the bods.
Bod.
I was like 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
He's about to be slaying mad puss.
Getting all the girls crazy during recess.
Getting all that nookie puss.
Oh, yummy.
Remember the height of
I
bod
might
and
censor
axe?
all that.
I do. When they brought out chocolate axe,
Yeah,
Chocolate.
it was the worst. Phoenix
I-
was one of the only ways to go.
I just remember that's all the locker rooms smelled like in the hallways.
Well, that's because every kid would drown themselves in
Yeah.
it. They're like, oh, I sweat, but I didn't bring deodorant, so I'm just going to...
I mean, I'm guilty of it too, but god damn it. Like, everybody, it was just axe everywhere in the school.
Well, and I remember when, like, in middle school, especially, like, right when we had lockers, like, kids would do that before and after every period.
Oh, yeah. And they'd spray their locker, too. It's like,
Oh, that was
just like you
that
just-
fucking sucked.
And walk down the hallway.
Spray it
and
in their
it's just
shoes.
Aerosol. Yeah.
yeah. It's like, dude, we can smell you. You don't need to keep spraying this. We get it.
I remember back in high school, I used to work out a lot back in high school.
I work
I would
out.
go and like go to like my math class or some shit like right after workout, and I'd sit there and I'd be sweaty as shit.
Yeah.
Or like I'd just taken a shower and so I'm still wet. And my math teacher would be like, you work out pretty hard there? I'm like, of course I did. He's like, you didn't feel like changing clothes? I'm like, I didn't bring a change of clothes today. And it's like, and I worked my ass off and I'm proud of it. So it's not something to necessarily be ashamed of.
Yeah,
As
get off my
opposed to the-
case.
as opposed to the kids that go and take fitness classes and all that stuff.
Because
And-
they want an easy class.
Yeah, and then they don't do a goddamn thing.
That's what upset me the most about people in weights class. It's like,
Oh yeah.
I'm just here because it's an easy class. I'm like, no, I'm actually here because I'm too damn lazy to do it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking the
I
opportunity.
need an
to
hour
do
and a
it.
half taken out of my day.
Not only that, but
Yeah.
having people that are ex-athletes.
Well,
one
exactly.
one of my teachers, well, 2 of my teachers were ex-athletes, and one of them was ex-Marine Corps, like Special Forces. That dude was yoked.
Oh yeah, that was just like our weights teacher. He was an ex-marine and
Just crazy.
And a wrestling coach.
and a wrestling
Of course,
coach.
the rest.
Yeah.
Our ex-Marine was a baseball coach, so his forearms were the size of my thighs.
So our team sports teacher was a baseball coach.
Yeah, we had intro to fitness, advanced fitness, cardio fitness. That was it.
If you think about it, those like weights class in high school is the only time you get free personal training
Oh yeah.
ever in your life.
Well, and it was funny too because we'd be sitting there like trying to max out on bench or whatever, like 265, like sophomore, junior year in high school or whatever. We'd be sitting there struggling like a mother, like one of our legs would come flying up, and then the ex-Marine would come over and he'd just be like, he'd just pull it off the rack, no problem, doesn't have to worry about anybody spotting him. He's like, you can't do this, throws his legs up, just sits there and power benching the shit out of it. He's like, you need to make sure you got a good base, showing us the form and everything. And it's just like, how fucking strong are
All right,
you?
dude, I'm 16. My bad.
I will say I wish that they paid a little bit closer attention in some instances. because that's how I fucked my back up squatting freshman year.
Yeah, see, ours was really stern on the squatting position.
Really?
Like, really emphasized, wear this back brace. Like, if you're going to ever do any squatting, you have a spotter, and you can wear this brace.
Yeah, and the manta ray thing. It was like the little blue thing you attach to the bar that like conforms to your back.
Oh, yeah! That really kind of sucked ass.
Yeah, it wasn't very comfortable.
I mean, we had weight belts, but they were just like, if you're gonna lift heavy weights, like use this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like initially, like when you initially get into it as a freshman, they were like super strict about it. But then after they deemed that you knew what you were doing, you were pretty much set to go. And that's how it was in advanced fitness.
Mm-hmm.
You'd go do like maybe 30 minutes of cardio, which was nothing to you at that point. And then they're like, as soon as you get into the weight room, they're like, all right, just, lift whatever you want. As opposed to, that's why I took intro so much, is because it was a lot of the times you were just supersetting everything. So it's like, all right, if you're not on bench, then you're overdoing planks. If you're not doing planks, you're running half a mile around the top of this ring. And if, and you just keep going.
I don't think they had advanced weights. I think it was just
Which is great.
weights.
I think we did have an advanced weights, but like all the sports kids went and did it.
Oh.
And I really wasn't, I still wanted to do it, but I just kept taking general weights because it was kind of like that where you would go in and we would have like our routine, like we would do our warm up and then he'd come in and he's like, all right, just work out.
Oh,
And
really?
I'm like, cool. I'm like, I want to do leg day today. So sweet.
Yeah, our intro was way more structured. They were always like, some people are way down here, some people are way up here. We're going to work you right here. That way everybody gets the same thing. But advanced fitness was very much hands off. They're just like, just work out whatever you want. Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, they just kind of gave us a guide. It's like, here, map out your max on each of these devices. Here, just how to use them properly.
I loved max days.
Well, and that's what we would do. It was like, I think it was at the end of the week or whatever, you hit your max day, but the days in between, you'd just kind of be free to lift. Just make sure you mark it and turn that in at the end of class.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, we had a whole sheet that we filled out what our lifts were for the day and stuff to.
so it was pretty like
track it.
hands off, but at the same time, it's up to you to keep track of your stuff.
Did you guys ever have a 1,000-pound club in high school?
Yes, we did. One of our good buddies was in a part of the 1,000-pound club,
I think
and
he squatted it, right?
his bench.
1,000-pound club is your top 3 lifts added up.
Yeah, and it was his bench that was like the one that set him. It was barely in it, but he was like kind of a skinnier guy, and
He was in our grade at the time.
so
too.
soft spoken. But man, he lifted like a fucking animal. Like it was absolutely insane. And then seeing him after like school and stuff, totally different person. He was like very polite in school, and then I go and fight him in Smash Bros, and he's like, "Fuck your couch! I'm gonna fucking rape you!" I'm like, "Oh my god, man!"
I think I might actually get raped today.
I definitely got up to the 1,000-pound club, which was sweet because there was only like 25 kids in the whole school that were up there, and they were all like football players and shit. And I'm just like, I don't even play any of your sports, and I'm up here. Like, y'all can get fucked.
I'm out here.
I just worked out way too much as a kid.
I work out.
I think I was at like
a workout.
1,100 and some odd.
Nice.
They didn't count deadlifts.
What?
Because deadlift was too easy to
Bullshit.
make it up there. Oh, are you kidding me? Dude,
I could deadlift more than I could anything else.
yeah, deadlifting is the easiest lift.
Oh, I guess, yeah, because you're just pulling it off
yeah,
the ground.
off the ground up to your knees, and then you're done.
Yeah, that's true.
So my tops were push press. It wasn't even a clean, which a lot of people use their cleans, but my clean form was never great. So like from your knees up to like a full squat.
Yeah.
So mine was squat, bench, and push press, where you just have the bar in front of you and you just push it over your head. Because I used to work out incorrectly, so my shoulders were just massive. Because that's
They're
all I
huge.
used. Yeah, that's all I used for my workout muscles, and so I think I push pressed 275.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, ours are like little, because they would kind of rotate us to make sure we got like an even workout, because I didn't want dudes skipping their leg day or vice versa.
Never skip leg day.
Don't skip leg day.
You really shouldn't.
But
It makes you look stupid.
we would go from like the squat rack, and then we would go over to like the incline press and military press, and then bench, and then something
I loved
else.
military press.
I hated the incline press.
I liked incline too. Again,
I
all
didn't like
shoulders,
it.
so I never had to worry about my chest really.
I'm not a big fan. Have tiny shoulders.
I definitely am showing physically that I don't work out like I used to. My dad even told me one time, like when I went and was like very serious about working out, I like learned how to like activate all the muscles properly and stuff. He's like, I don't know why you stopped. He's like, you were getting huge. I'm like, it's because nobody ever said anything. He's like, well, I didn't want you to kick my ass. I'm like, what?
All you
like,
could
dude,
have
I've always
said-
been scared of you. You got that crazy old man strength.
All you could have said it was like, "Damn, you looking big," and I would have taken it as a
and that would have
compliment.
been exactly.
What do you think?
Nobody
I'm gonna
ever
be
said
insulted
anything.
by that?
Yeah.
I'd spend all this time working out. Someone's like, "Man, you're getting pretty ripped." I'm like, "What the fuck did you say to me?"
I just beat the shit out of him right
I am
now.
not ripped.
Think anybody wants to get kicked in the face wearing these bad boys?
Now the only time I'll take an insult is if maybe I was fat. Damn, you looking big.
I remember there was one time I actually got a memory for it on Facebook the other day.
Thanks, Facebook, for bringing up bad times.
Well, no, me and my buddy tried to we were going to go lift a smart car outside of the mall. We were walking into the mall because we had nothing to do, and we saw a smart car. We're like, yeah, we work out a lot. Like, let's see if we can just lift this off the ground. And we walk up, and we squat down. We have our hands along the underside, and I'm on the driver's side door, and I look up, and there's a person in there. I'm like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this.
I'm gonna kidnap this.
We're going to kidnap this person, just lift his whole car up and walk away with it.
Dude, I'd be tripping out like if I was sick, because sometimes I'll sit in the
Yeah, just
car
sit
and
in the
like
car.
fuck around on my phone, and all of a sudden my car starts getting lifted up, just like, oh my god,
What is happening?
What's happening? I've seen this in a movie.
got two burly men on either side just lifting me up, like
I
ah,
think the thing that made me want to try it is because my dad told a story. Because
because of Chris Angel, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, he used to work out
My
a lot,
freak.
but he wasn't like the heavy lifter. He was just like I'm just gonna be super consistent with all my weights, so my muscles are like really well developed. And him and his cousin, who used to do that when they were kids, they parked like a fucking assholes one time, and they picked their car up and moved it into the parking space. And that was back in like the 80s. The 80s. So
A solid
light.
metal car.
Yeah, exactly. Cars weren't exactly light at that point. But no, it's funny because then I remember I used to take like auto classes as well, and we were trying to shimmy like a Suburban or some shit into one of the spots, and there were like 10 of us trying to lift the end of this car, and we couldn't get it. I'm like, this thing is fucking massive. It
This
was
is
so
huge.
heavy. And one of those kids was the star nose guard of Eagle. So he was literally just 350 pounds, a stacked little fat Mexican. And he was terrifying. He was so strong compared to me.
How old are
And
you? Are you actually old enough to be in this school?
It was
Or
funny
you're not,
because
like,
I met him
32?
in middle school, and he was just like this little tiny kid. And then I met him again in high school, and he literally is just like, he looked like a strong man. You know,
probably-
just solid walls of muscle and fat.
Probably did some summer farm work, because that shit churns out some goddamn muscle.
Oh, yeah.
If you just husking
No
corn all day long.
Which is funny because going to the school that we had to, in order for those auto classes, we had a bunch of those kids that were in those classes, and none of them were all that big, but a lot of them were really strong.
That's like I have experienced the stereotypical redneck in my life, and it was two
Oh, yeah.
classmates who almost embodied what a redneck is.
I'm pretty sure I know exactly who you're
You know
talking
who
about.
the two I'm talking
I
about?
know 100% who you're talking about.
And they embodied it to a T, and it was great.
Yeah, they show up in their plaid shirts tucked into their Levi's with their cowboy boots, and
They're overall Levi's,
And they're driving the Ford Broncos.
old beat up trucks.
they got snaggletooth and everything. Like,
Yeah,
They always got the tiny little bit of dip in to try to hide it.
Yep.
yeah.
And they one of them had the kind of the broken hick English in a way.
God, yeah.
Oh, dude, it was like to a T.
Well, and that surprises me that there were only 2 of them at the school that
Well,
you guys went to.
Well, there was more.
Right, but
But
only 2 that
They
really...
they were like they weren't really the hick. They were like the redneck hillbilly. Like,
Yeah, like
Like,
you think
I'm-
of redneck hillbilly, and you saw those two.
Because I was going to say, I'm like, we had plenty of hicks at at least at the auto school that I went to. And then all the super popular preppy kids outside of high school, they're like, oh man, this isn't really a thing anywhere else in the world, so we're just going to become hicks. I was like, hey, you guys fucking suck. My younger brother is one
that
of them.
happened a
Connor,
lot
if
with
you're
some
listening,
people
fuck
too. Where
you.
like it was really weird, like going from middle school to high school and seeing some people that you would hang out with, and they were like kind of in the the emo club and
Goddamn fridge.
I know, right? Making water nice.
Shit.
But they were, they're the hardcore kids, and then all of a sudden the next year they come in wearing full camo, driving their truck, and have dip in their mouth. I'm like,
What happened to you?
I
what
immediately,
changed?
I immediately see a few faces that did that.
yeah, there's a few.
Just like, hey, you're not the same person. But I mean,
that's why I'm glad I wasn't fake in high school.
well, I understand it now, later in life, that starting high school is a time to invent yourself, reinvent yourself from middle school to high school. So it's like you need to kind of figure out your image going in, because you'll see most of these people for 3-4 years in a row.
Well, I was just always a metalhead. There was no two ways about it.
I just kind of rolled
I
in
was
the
a
same
spaz.
way I was in middle school. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
I'll
I
try
hung
to
out-
look nicer, I guess.
I hung out with the emo kids in middle school, and I definitely still hung out with a good portion of them, but then we all just turned into burnouts.
I played football a lot, and I got kind of lumped in with those guys hanging out.
I was uncool with them. I played football with a lot of them growing up, and then I stopped playing, and then they're just like, oh, well, fuck this kid. I was like, well, I can still outlift half of you.
I don't really know what my image was. I don't really think I had one. I was just a fucking degenerate.
You were a skater. I've seen pictures of you. You were a skater kid.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was, but I just kind of hung out with everybody. I was in band, and I hung out with the band kids. I went and hung out with the wrestlers, and hung, I had weights class and stuff.
Editors. And
I was gonna
shit.
say, I think out of like what you hung out the most, labeling you as a band geek or whatever would probably be the safest.
Probably. I mean, that's who I hung out with consistently. I hung out with you and
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So it's like just where you're at the most, and so
Yeah.
mine would.
But I
bounce
also smoked cigarettes under the bridge with all the fucking degenerates.
skating down there.
I just kind of did everything, and I was like, eh.
Who
yeah,
am
I
I?
definitely jumped around a lot in high school.
Freshman year is the year to figure it out.
Just wore the clothes that I liked. And
I remember the first day of freshman year I walked in, and it's right off of summer. So
Everyone's
you're
looking
13,
fly.
14 years old. Yeah, you walk in, you see all these girls in booty shorts that are actually women now, and you're like, what is happening? Why do I feel this
Why
way?
did I wear gym shorts today?
Why am I wearing my tap out tee? I don't want these people to think I'm into MMA.
First day of school was always the day to look your flyest for school,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
after that, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I definitely cleaned myself up a bit by junior senior year, where I kind of took control of my hair, actually worked with my hair instead of against my hair, because I'm like, I want this hairstyle, and I'm like, my hair does not allow that. I'm like, okay, let's work together, let's be in harmony here.
Work
And
with the
then
strengths of my hair.
wore clothes that fit me better, and just still was a degenerate.
Did your schools ever offer going to Philadelphia and Washington D.C. and stuff for the history trips?
Yes. I don't know. Well, not for history, for the debate class.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There were DC trips and whatnot.
Ours was literally just to go there and learn about all the history and stuff, and go to all the monuments. And
Oh, I
all that
wish we
stuff.
did something like
So
that.
that was cool. Our grandparents were very adamant about all of us going on those trips, so they paid for us to do that.
Go learn some history, my guy.
And I went to New York City, and my parents give me shit for it all the time because apparently I came back and I was unrecognizable. Because I grabbed the flat bill hats and had it turned to the side. So I roomed with
I'm from Brooklyn.
I roomed with a baseball kid from one of the other schools. And He was
Okay.
a sophomore in high school, whereas I was just in 8th grade. Because his mom was one of the people who was going to make sure that we were all okay and stuff.
Oh, she was a chaperone.
Yeah. And so while everybody
Chaperone.
else had to room with 3 or 4 other people in their room, it was just me and him. And him being older and physically stronger than me, he'd get the bed every time. So I'd be sleeping on the couch for a week.
Whoa,
strong.
physically
Yeah,
strong.
that was
Did you
bullshit.
fight him for the bed?
He's just one of those kids where you look at him and he's just thick. He's just a dense guy. And I was 115 pounds at the time.
Of raw muscle.
Yeah. No. I was 5'11" and 115 pounds. I was a fucking twig. But no, I bought this Billabong jacket.
Dude, Billabong.
Our parents would always get a little bit of money together. I say a little bit, but I wish I had just $200, $300 to go spend on a trip like that. To get souvenirs and shit, stuff to bring back for the family. I
Right.
did not do that. I spent it all on myself. And I bought this $110 Billabong jacket. Super nice. I loved it. I wore it almost every single day. And by almost, I mean maybe 5 days out of each year, during the summer when it was the hottest. that I didn't wear it. But up
Holy
until
shit.
sophomore year, I wore that jacket into the fucking ground. And then I was like, It was also because genetically, that was when I started to just sweat profusely after doing nothing. It was
Just sit here
definitely
and
growing into
sweat.
my man body. And so I'd just be sweating all the time. Like, well, okay, I'll just wear this jacket and hide all that shit. And it worked like a charm. And then until I got a girlfriend who's like, can I wear your jacket? I'm like, why though? She's like, well, it's like your signature thing. You're always wearing it. I'm like,
Yeah, that's my thing.
it is my thing. I wear it for a reason. I'm not going to tell you why. Cause
You don't go up and ask fucking TJ Detweiler on the fucking playground if you can wear his hat. Like, you just don't do that.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that jacket. And I never had another one like it since.
Go up to a chick and be like, hey, can I wear your bra? Like, you wear it all the time, and it's like your thing.
It's like
I recognize that. I recognize the red strap coming out from underneath your tank top.
I just want to see what it's like, you know.
Yeah, I got voluptuous A cups. Let's see what happens. High school was a weird time. But yeah, I hung out with all, like, similar to you. I hung out with band kids. I hung out with the kids who got, like, really into, like, video editing and stuff.
I think they just thought it was funny, so that's why.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
was-
yeah.
I mean, I think you're pretty funny.
I think you're pretty funny.
I think you're pretty funny. I think we're all pretty funny looking.
I'm pretty funny looking. I'll give
Yeah.
that.
I'll grant that. If you've seen the live action videos, you'd know damn well that Don Chicago and I are funny looking.
Just funny looking.
You look pretty funny.
looking.
Fart smeller.
Alright.
You smart feller.
All right, smart fellas. What do you think about that little short cast? Because someone has a grandma that
Yeah,
has a
God forbid
birthday.
my grandmother's birthday is today and we
Do
have
you
to
want to
celebrate.
go celebrate with your family? Do you love your grandma?
I love my grandma. Dude,
Do you?
Waffle Sundays, man. I talked about it in the last podcast. It wasn't this Sunday, but it'll be next Sunday. And
So
let me
it's
tell
every
you,
other
that
Sunday?
6-week time frame was just so long. It's every other Sunday. I've asked her 100 times
Now, is it Belgian
to
or
make
just
it
pancakes?
sourdough.
Oh, fuck.
In like an old school 80s like grill, so it's
Ooh.
real deep. It's like the depth of like a Belgian waffle.
So I've never
but
had a sourdough
Oh,
breakfast thing.
bro.
I've had sourdough pancakes. They're all right.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before too, but I really want to do like a French toast waffle.
I'll French toast your waffle, but we'll have to talk
French
about
toast
that
waffle.
at another time.
Cover me.
Don, do you have any closing words?
Yeah.
Stay in stool.
All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.